What if the words you speak every single day carry the weight of 3,000 years of history? We often think of history as something trapped in books or buried under stone. But what if it's living in your mouth right now? Most people know the name Shona. It's the label we use today. But beneath that modern umbrella lies a voice that some believe is among the oldest in human history. So today we are asking a bold, controversial question. Is Zezuru just a dialect, or is it the foundational ancient language of a forgotten empire? If you've ever felt like your language holds secrets that textbooks don't explain, you are in the right place. Let's dive into the echoes of the past. If you are new, please press the subscribe button. And for those who are returning, welcome, welcome. The Shona mask. First, we have to clear the air. Many of us were taught in school that Shona is a monolithic language. But historians and linguists know that Shona was largely a colonial grouping, a convenient label used by outsiders to bundle different groups together. Here's the truth that many in our community already know. The standard Shona taught in classrooms today is, for the most part, Zezuru. When you speak Zezuru, you are not just speaking a regional variation. You are speaking the language that survived the colonial filter. Today, we are going to peel back that Shona mask and look at what lies beneath. If you are ready, come along with me. The ancient roots, Guruuswa and beyond. Our journey takes us back to Guruuswa. For many, this isn't just a mythical place, it is the cradle of our civilization. Oral traditions tell us that the speakers of Zezuru were at the very center of the Munumutapa Empire and the builders of Great Zimbabwe. Think about it. If these people built structures that have stood for centuries, their language must have been sophisticated enough to organize an entire civilization. They were not just farmers, they were administrators, engineers, and philosophers. When we speak today, are we using the same vocabulary that the builders of these walls used to give orders and share stories? The evidence suggests that Zezuru may be the original language of Zambezia. The Semitic mystery, ancient echoes. Now let's get into the part that has caused the most debate in the comments. Is there a link between Zezuru and ancient Semitic languages? When we compare certain phonetic sounds, grammatical structures, and even specific cultural concepts like how we name our children or the deep significance of our zvidao or totems, the similarities are haunting. Some researchers point to shared roots in naming conventions that mirror ancient Near Eastern traditions. Now, I want to be clear. This isn't a settled fact. This is an ongoing investigation. We are not yet saying this is proven science yet, but the patterns are too consistent to ignore. It's like hearing an echo from thousands of miles away and thousands of years ago. So let me just round up this debate, this great debate, whether or not the link to ancient Semitic languages is eventually proven by science. One thing is undeniable. The depth and the age of the Zezuru language are massive. It is a language of survival, a language of empire, and a language of identity. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from the linguists, the historians, and especially the elders in the comments. What words in your chidao or your family history feel like they belong to another era? Let's keep this conversation going. If you enjoyed this journey into our roots, hit that subscribe button. Stay curious, stay connected. This is Zangu. Thank you.